Hello my good students, welcome back to our Total Domination campaign as the US Naval Forces on War on the Sea. Bit of a mouthful that, isn't it? We are straight back where we left off. We're retreating from Guadalcanal after invading that with what appears to be quite a minor force. We're going to have to bring everyone from the New Hebrides over to invade that, to help with that. So that's going to be the goal for today, I think, unless once again something massive turns up. So a joint goal is to reinforce Guadalcanal and scout with the Essex and try and hit something big while moving this warspite here to bombard the Shortland Islands. That is something that's also on my list. As far as my big list of things to do is going, in terms of purchases, the next couple of things on my list are 2 Gato submarines so that we can scout out and watch the channel of Guadalcanal, going through there for any enemy supplies, to scout out for our carrier themselves. Want to get a couple more destroyer escorts about, some of the new gunboats from Operation Magazine, so that we can protect our carrier a bit better and so that can act independently from our main task force with the battleship in it. And then I think we're going to look at getting a Wasp out, because that would be a very nice serviceable fleet carrier to defend Milne Bay. So that is what's on the cards at the moment. Just another reminder, we do have a community Discord. Thank you very much to everyone who has joined that already. It's been a great pleasure talking to all of you more personally. It's very, very much enjoyable. So let's be done with that and get straight into the game. Okay, so as we said, we're retreating from Guadalcanal, exactly where we left off. We do have the Essex out here with some Corsairs over our supplies right over Guadalcanal there. And once again, as a reminder, the progress there is not great at all. Not enough troops or supplies at all. Maybe we should have pulled those back, actually, is what I'm thinking. Maybe wait. So that we do have more troops available on the New Hebrides, and of course at the Cairns and such in Australia as well, so that we can bring in a bigger task force at once, or at least if we can drop troops at Reno Island as close by reinforcements to save some time. I think that might actually be what I want to do here. Can we easily take these off? That's the thing. We'll take off the troops first. Of course, we'll go with some supplies in a second. Take off the fuel. Do that. Yeah, that will do just fine. So if our supplies over here can't get there in time, we will only have lost 300 troops and quite a hefty amount of supplies for sure, but that's what this group will come in and pick up mostly, so we should be okay there. What we're going to do is drop those on Reno Island. It's just gleaned on me that really this is a massive mistake taking Guadalcanal. Yeah, and I'm sure this. I'm recording this before the video comes out. I'm sure a lot of you will tell me it probably a bit too hasty on taking that, and that's absolutely a genuine criticism. You can absolutely say that. Once again, we've seen. I don't want new sea, I want new air, because this submarine has not been dealt with yet. So don't have anything. By the time it gets over here, we can't spot it, and it just dives down, which is why we haven't seen that being sunk yet. So we're going to try yet again. Other than that, really, I think that's what we're going to try at the moment. We're going to bring this one over, of course, to pick up the rest of our troops and supplies from Guadalcanal, so that those don't go to a complete waste in my eyes. So we can, like I say, come in with a big hefty task force, and then they can take reinforcements from Reno Island, so that we don't waste so much time going backwards and forwards, because that is quite a large time sink there. So let's do that then. And of course we have, because we're straight on top of Guadalcanal, we are being intercepted by a good hefty amount of planes here. So we do have some Nels to source out first of all. Going to go straight over with one group of Corsairs to sort those out. We do have, what is this, some Torus over here. I bet there are more things in the sky here. I absolutely bet there's more about. So we're going to keep the third group of Corsairs in reserve here, patrolling over our supply ships just a little closer there, just in case anything pops up, and so they're not already predisposed. in another engagement. These nails are not going to go straight down to dive for there. They do have torpedoes, don't they? Yeah, they're not armed bombs, so should be okay to take those down on this approach. Brilliant, excellent, exactly what we want there. Let's form back up then with this group. Go into a Vic, the old Vic, a classic pub. And let's go straight back over to the back of these Torios here so they can help scout out as well. Did down 2 Torios very quickly there, so we're actually going to take the whole... Oh, there we go, there is something over it. That is Donryus smoking already from something. I don't remember engaging them previously, but I will happily take that. That's absolutely fine, just double checking exactly what we've targeted. No worries. Let's try and get on top of them. They're going to be a little tougher to take down than the Nels, and they are much closer to our supplies than the geckos will be. It's just not very nice because they can drop their bombs from a good distance is what I'm trying to guess out here. Words escaping me, yes again. Don't know how you guys are kept with me. Cannot speak to save my life. Some would say that's important as a presenter. Absolute rubbish. We're gonna try and act a little smartly here, not be quite as myopic as ever. Let's just take this, everything smoke, and we're going to have a look with the Donryus. What exactly are they going after? Can't even see our own ships in this storm just yet, so we are just going to break off and evade with everything here, or at least the first few ships. Don't think they're going to target all the way into our formation. Looking at their approach there, we're going to get one on the approach maybe? No, we're not. Interesting, so it's a good thing we are moving here. Do still have that Toryu about. Going to bring over another couple Corsairs though to help with these Donryus, because that Toryu is not necessarily the biggest threat at the moment. Might want to slow down their speed just a tad so they get more time on target actually. So that would really help so we don't overshoot so badly. Yeah, look at that, it's just not happening there in our favour at all. Those Donryus are going to drop very, very soon actually. Have they dropped? Not just yet. Can we get anyone on this run? No, our accuracy is just not helping there. Looks like they're going for this particular cargo ship, which is turning. It's going to get hit though, isn't it? That's just not... It's really wrestling against the sea state here, which is number 8. I don't think I've seen an 8 previously. And that was a very, very lucky drop there. Didn't take splash damage either. Excellent. Very, very happy that we didn't take a hit there, because that came down to the wire, only just ridding ourselves of a couple of those Donryus. We can see the Toryu over here. We are targeting it, so we're going to get some early shots off on the turn, and that has got it. Absolutely worth going for that manual early shoots there. So this is the majority actually of Guadalcanal's defences. We are missing some howitzers from this fight, but they should come up later. We've lost a Corsair to something there. Interesting. That's very, very interesting. Has something else turned up? Let's take a report before we retreat. That is everything. Not entirely sure we lost that Corsair to them. It does appear that's it, so it would be the tail gunners of the Donryu. That was what it was about, but that is now a safe engagement. So I'll happily take that. Not quite in range of getting that sub yet. That's how quickly that particular engagement came off. We do see a patrol of possible destroyers over here. I'm going to guess that's a cruiser group. What we're going to do is launch some Avengers, and it may muddle people a tad, but I've found this has worked. Actually no, if we're no, I was thinking level bombing with Avengers, but that would be more for heavy cruisers and battleships. They're probably not going to hit if it's a light cruiser, just because it's so thin. The Japanese designs are quite slim. So what we're going to do is go for Helldivers actually on second thoughts. Could go for more Corsairs, but not right now. What's the range there? They have a massive range on these Helldivers. So we're going to go for 2 £1,000 AP bombs with a few underslung 500s. So let's go for that before they come in and interfere with our cargo ships, and we'll continue. And yep, here we go. As I was saying, we were missing out the howitzers over here. They have come in to intercept us. Absolutely fine. Should be able to deal with them fairly easily here. Going Gonna get 2 Corsairs on 1 plane though, like so. I have messed that up a tad. No worries. I do have this group coming over. It's going to target this particular harvester here. And that'll do, I think. No need to send every Corsair over just yet. We can keep this in reserve once again to scout our rear. Visibility not great even with the air radars of our destroyers on. This storm is persistent. Very, very persistent indeed. We're going to get, once again, no point in early shooting here, is it? He's going to cross our line though, so might as well. But because they're braking, it's not going to be an easy fight. It's going to take a while to get through these, actually. If they were flying a little straighter, with a bit more order, I might have told my Corsairs to come onto their flank. It does appear they're diving, though, according to this, and they have dived quite a fair bit. We have downed 1, though. Excellent. And they are right in the way of our AA now. Excellent. Once again, I do want to get some of the new destroyer escorts specifically for hunting subs and better AA to protect supply ships and such. They would serve that function so well. Might get an early shot on the turn there. You never know, you never know. Yep, there we go. Excellent. So it is just the 1 now. Let's go over to it. Is there anyone close? Not easily. That's okay. We do need people to climb up as well. That will do though. Absolutely fine. As long as we don't lose any Corsairs here. It's not ideal. What are these ones doing? This one's just left. Doesn't want to know. Should have spotted that earlier. Going off on their own mission there. Deserters. Don't like being out in the rain, of course. There we go. Let's hunt that sub, I think. We're going to wait and see if anything else pops up, though. Let's see. These subs should be just about here. Do see some scouts coming in. Shangri-La's ready to launch. No worries. Let's see if we can find this sub. It's fairly clear weather over here, actually. So if it is here and on the surface, should be able to spot it fairly easily. It does appear that it's not about, though, doesn't it? Oh, that looks like something. Slow down. Yes, that's a sub. That's absolutely a sub. Although we can't pick it up. What's the... That's bearing roughly 30. We can see it on the screen there, though. So what we're going to do is climb down, or dive down. Increase our speed. There we go. We have targeted it. So we're just going to go in and tell them to attack straight away before it does dive fully. Looks like a type A or B to me. Certainly not a C. Thankfully not an I-400 either. Okay, we are not necessarily going max speed. They do like to slow down when they're approaching with rockets, and that's just diving. Need to get in there now, guys. Can I tell you to improve your speed? Certainly can. Let's do that. Let's absolutely improve our speed. Oh, did get a couple hits there. Excellent. That would probably, it's critical and critical. Even if it does dive, which it is doing, just got there in the nick of time. What we can do is wait around and hopefully it will succumb to flooding. So we're just going to circle and wait, really. There's not a lot we can do now that it's submerged. And there we go. It has sunk. Brilliant. Finally, we've been trying to get that for so long. Not that there's any cargo ships out here right now, but of course we'll be returning to Australia. It's such a massive supply bank that we can use, which is excellent for us. What we're going to do is tell these Corsairs actually to return to the Essex, because they don't have a lot of endurance left, and it'd be best to repair them and rearm them. And what we can do before they get there is tell some more Corsairs to watch over our current supplies going into pickup from Guadalcanal. Like that, because if these land too soon, we'll have to wait far too long to bring things back up again. Do see some sort of fighters coming over here. Can't see. We're going to have to follow this scout by the looks of it. That's okay. Alright, let's go for that then. Yep, we're just picking this up. No sign of anything. We're just going to have to go into tactical and try our luck, I think. with this group. Let's try over here. Visibility is very clear though, so we should have picked this up on the strategic map. So we're just going to stay here for a couple minutes. Once again, try and scout them out. Of course, you absolutely shouldn't go in blind with your bombers and attack aircraft. They're not made for scouting. They should have some sort of sight. If we don't hit this, it's not the end of the world. It's not the biggest task force. Well, it shouldn't be, but yeah, that's okay. We'll just tell these to return to base. There's no worries there. We do have the Corsairs out to protect our supplies, and that's what matters. We do have aircraft coming in here. That's going to start an engagement, isn't it? Absolutely. No worries. Let's see what it is. Once again, turn on radars and such. And turn off fire at will. Now we wait. There we go. Roofs, no worries, no worries at all. There's a lot of them, so we may lose some Corsairs here. Absolutely expecting that. But this is why we want to bombard the Shortland Islands as well as Santa Isabel, because these are definitely coming from the Shortland Islands. Santa Isabel should not have the availability of this number of roofs now that we have bombarded it to level 1 airfield. So if these are coming from the Shortland Islands, we can absolutely expect to see some Emilys come in, because they will certainly have the range to hit us if these roofs do as well. I'm pretty sure they do have some very nice endurance on their Emilys. They should do at least. That's okay. So long as we don't lose too many roofs here. Nah. Not getting the one pass approach like I would love. Let's try and shoot out early here, as ever. Did get one there. That's another. Excellent. So we can move on to the next group over here with this lot. Okay, let's move this as well. They can move over to this group actually very quickly. And what we can do over here is stay on the flank of this particular roof, I think. What is going on here? Just covering one roof, no worries. Let's go straight over to this group again, try and get them before they get too close to our ships. Fire out early once again over here. That's 2 from that formation. We're going to get the 3rd. We are indeed. Excellent. That's exactly what I want to see. What we're going to do here is actually change the target, because it does look like we're on a very nice line to get this. If we turn properly here, we're going to get an early shot out once again, and that is going to work. Excellent. That's exactly what we planned for. Try on this once again here. Brilliant. And this that would be the 2 out of 3 for this squad of roofs. No problem at all. I will get on the back of this group. Looks like they're focusing our ships here, which, you know what, at the moment, until they get too close, does work in our favour. And that is that lot down. So it's just, I believe, just the one now. Let's take a quick report. It is just the one. So 12 roofs. Certainly not from a level 1 airfield. Certainly from the Shortland Islands. And even though we are looking to take every single base in the game, even before invading Shortland Islands, it's so much defensive power from the level, I think it's 2 ports. We can double check that right now. Yeah, level 2 ports, a level 4 airfield. That's a massive defensive bonus just from those additives on there. So regardless of how many troops they have, we're going to need to bombard that anyway. So better do that earlier rather than later, if I may say so. We should be able to take off our stuff from here now. We may need to get a little closer. No, we don't. That's brilliant. So we're going to take the troops on the destroyer, and we can focus the supplies over here. That's not going to quite be all of them, but that's okay. So that's going to go down. We have lost 3.2 thousand supplies. Not the biggest issue there. We do have some supplies roughly of that measure at Renal Island. We're not thinking of upgrading that just yet. We do have a lot on the New Hebrides as well. So in the long haul, delaying Guadalcanal, the invasion there, but it's delaying a defeat there. So we've assured a later victory in my mind. That's the thinking behind this anyway. So let's just carry on now, I think. What we're going to do then is focus on bombarding the Shortland Islands and hunting with our Shangri-La over here. typically, in good old War on the Sea fashion, as soon as we get a fleet carrier out, the enemy has been silent. No large forces have come in at all. Just the poking around of the tiny task forces. That Yamato, like I say, has been very, very quiet recently, hasn't he? And that Hizen's taken a while to come back as well. So, probably poorly, really hoping for a carrier battle perhaps. That would be brilliant. Need some action. So I'll see you in the future. Okay, so we've got ourselves a situation of same ship, different day over here by the looks of it. We have sighted, maybe not exactly the same ship. I took a quick glance through binoculars and thought it was a Agano, but we have an Oyodo over here. And that is a prize and a half for me. These bow fighters are armed with rockets, so we'll see what we can do to it. Hopefully if we get a decent strike we can strafe it down. Let's have a look at its armour. If we go to... where are we? Oiro. There is only the one. Interesting. I thought there might at least be two. Let's go to sensors and armour. Yeah, very, very light indeed. No torpedo defence. Not that that matters. Its A should be fairly weak at the rear. Not particularly weak, actually. Do have the small arms to cover it then. Can see the mounts just here on the backboard. Not a problem. We can absolutely deal with it, though. Let's go in now to attack them with the full squadron. Both at the same time. Should be fairly easy. What's escorting it? Okay, just destroy escort. No worries. Probably a walkie-talkie or a mommy there. Really need to learn exactly what a mommy looks like for myself. Yeah, I imagine those guns, we didn't check that they might be dual purpose actually. Yes, they are, because they're 155 mils. It's not particularly surprising there. We got some fair hits on the first run there. Look at that. Beautiful hits. Beautiful hits. Let's get those to form up and turn back around. We did lose one, unfortunately. Let's get out of the way of those main batteries. So that flak's going to be horrible. Absolutely horrible. Form up as well over here. Get out of the way of the flak and try and keep on its rear. Because that is going to be disgusting. It's huge amounts of firepower. Moderate to heavy. That means it's flooding a good amount. If we get some decent strafes off, we can absolutely hurt this. So we're going to speed up once again. Just going to make sure at the fairly nice altitude there indeed. Definitely want to speed up over here and get out of the way though. So we're turning the wrong way here. There we go. Let's get onto its flank. I think we want to get slightly more onto that sort of line there. Let's reduce our speed here and attack from here. This group certainly needs to come in just a little closer. So we can wait for that. It's not a problem. They're out of the range of the small arms. And that's what matters there. Quite likely to lose these bow fighters if they're able to get... the Cersei has to go in front of these main batteries again. Really good AA cruiser by the looks of it, as well as the Agano there. Really helpful for the Japanese. So we absolutely need to get rid of it. That's a very nice fire on its back there. Look at that. Let's just tell these to form up once again and instantly retreat out of there at full speed. This group on its flank, so we're going to reduce our speed here to something a bit more acceptable and then tell them to attack from here. Looks like, the turrets there having to turn a little too slowly, so we're getting on your ass. Oh, lovely amount of shots on there. Not able to cause any extra explosions there, unfortunately. We did lose a bow fighter there, so I'm actually going to tell everyone to form up once we get a tad closer. See how the damage is going there. Heavy to moderate. It's recovered from a bit of the flooding a little too quickly there. We may have to leave this. I don't want to lose all of the bow fighters here. Really don't want to lose all of them. May have to just retreat out and tell that to go back to the dockyard there. I think that might be for the best. That's full speed, altitude up. This group's out of range anyway. Yeah, that's unfortunate. We've got to leave that. If we'd have kept those bow fighters, I think we'd have been fine to go in for another strike. We could just wait around and see how that fire develops, actually. So let's do that. Keep on the back, keep it in sight. Should be alright there. See how they develop. Not expecting a sinkage, but if they make something juicy explode, you never know. Well, after sitting and doing nothing for quite a while during the day, we have finally been intercepted by yet another submarine. We can imagine this is the same one that tried to strike us previously. We're going to double check how many depth charges we have. A full stop on the Ellet. Brilliant. So, we're going to brake rather quick speed over there and turn into it. Atlanta doesn't seem to have its sonar on either. We're going to keep that on. We're going to brake, increase our speed to full there and turn in. Brooklyn can do the same, I think. Really depends how the torpedoes spread, but we're going to turn into them for the minute, I think. And Shangri-La can go away from them as quickly as possible, and the Marne can come around to support Ellet. So let's hope that works. Can't see with the sea state being so high visually where that submarine is. No, not even with the torpedoes coming out, so I can't quite. Oh, it might just be over here. I'm not looking in the right place, is it? Should be just ahead. There it is. You can see the torpedoes now. Okay, cool. That lets me target it just a little easier there. Looks like turning in over here is absolutely the way. We're going to turn back around with the Atlanta there because it is going rather steep. We can just carry on straight by the looks of it with Brooklyn. We're going to turn then again with the Essex over here because the spread shouldn't turn into us even more there. Doesn't look like that's what's happening there. So this mini-map is so useful when dodging torpedoes. So useful. Okay, let's see how close we are. Just abuse the underwater look very quickly. Can't quite see it because we are going far too fast and loud for it. It's not a problem there. Gonna carry on. There it is. Gonna carry on straight and not turn then. And what we're gonna do is keep an eye on the Shangri-La while we drop some depth charges here. This really needs to turn, actually. Really needs to turn. We're going to try turning into them now, because I think we're just going to give a too big a broadside if we keep turning. Love to be able to see them visually outside of the map. It's going to be very close. Very close indeed. Let's speed up to get better turns. We can just about see them here, so we're going to turn into this one now. And keep straight here. And just pause very quickly to make sure we have acted correctly, and we just about have. Once again, just about avoiding that. Can we take a report on this? No damage just yet. What is its position according to our Ellet? Has pretty much disappeared. No worries. What about with the Atlanta? Can we stop with the Atlanta and pick that up once again, as well as the Ellet? That needs to stop as well. Brooklyn, we need to tell that to stop. And the Essex can stop once again as well. Now that should be the only submarine about. So let's speed up. Bring the Marne actually over here like that. Ooh, a scout. That's not a problem. That'll be the submarine scout. That's how they found us. Absolutely want to down that if possible. Really need to get that down if we don't manage to re-establish contact with the sub. That'd be very important. We do have sonars on. Do have sonars on. Sea state is 6. Visibility is 32%. There is no thermal layer. Just can't quite seem to find this, can we? It's because lost sight of it when we were dodging those torpedoes, but obviously that does come first. Speed up and see if we can find it. Okay, so it does appear that we've finally caught up with this ruddy bloody submarine. We're going to try and get our stern over it just a little more directly there, and that's looking about it. So we're going to slow time down in just a second once we're over it. There we go. Oh, he's made some good distance away from us, hasn't he? Look at that. Look at that. We're not going to show any mercy. They're going to drop a 4 load of torpedoes here. It's rather deep there. I'm going to get our stern just a little bit further over them. And I think that will do. I think that will absolutely do. We're going to slow down a tad so we don't lose contact completely there. Or overshoot. Hopefully that will do it. Let's get rid of that so we can see better. Yes, there we go. Some saturation very nicely on the stern of the sub there. And amidships. Brilliant. Should be some very nice damage on that. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Juicy. Nice, like coconut rice indeed. Okay, let's take a report. Critical to critical. We can sit around on top of it, I think. Can sit around on top of it. It has stopped by the looks of it. We have re-engaged contact. Just need to wait around. Struggling there. Looks like it's trying to climb, actually. Not going to let that happen. Not going to let that happen at all. And just drop a couple more depth charges on top. No, there we go. Now it's certainly trying to surface. Struggling with the floods, though. Definitely on the back of it here. No mercy for this thing. Can't keep the Essex under this threat, because eventually it will hit. Don't think we scored any decent hits there, though. That's the thing. I'm gonna come back over it now. Should flood out, really. Yeah, there we go. Come on. Come on. Maybe one more depth charge strike. How close are we to it? We're going to keep the Marne still, because that's going to be just too loud now. Do want to keep contact, even though we know where it is. Yeah, let's just drop a couple more depth charges on its nose there. Did you get them? Should be enough. Don't think they were very close when they exploded, though. Don't want to leave, though, and leave us a chance that this gets scuttled. That's a problem now. I think we may have to leave it. I think we may have to leave it. Get the Atlanta to stop. Look at that, it's just dead in the water, very literally. I think we're going to leave it and just assume it's going to be scuttled. No, ooh, that's dangerous. That is very dangerous. We're going to move in that case. Move a bit further up here, I think, for now. Unlucky, very, very unlucky. Okay, so just a quick update for everyone. We are now approaching the Shortland Islands to bombard that with our Warspite task force, with our heavy cruisers. I'm thinking now we are starting to be in a position to actually separate these two groups. They do need to still work in tandem with each other, with the Essex providing a strong air support. And of course, we only have the one Fletcher in this task force for submarine warfare. But we do still have a very nice functioning task force here to protect the Essex and such against air attacks and submarines. So what we need to do is just add 1 or 2 more destroyers, I think, to this task force, and that will be absolutely fine to defend itself against smaller fleets softened up by the Essex and such. So that would be brilliant to do. Again, just using this to bombard at the moment. We have been scouted out on both task forces here by these planes. So we're going to see if they have the initiative to engage us. They have flown over us a couple of times, but weirdly without starting a fight. And if they don't want to start a fight, then absolutely fine. I'll take that. We don't necessarily need to fight them. Incidentally, we should be resupplied very soon. Tomorrow, in fact. So we can do that. We do have the bow fighters doing the usual scouting round, a close range round Port Moresby. Still very inactive round there. We did decide after sending the reinforcements from Guadalcanal to Shortland Islands to split up these task forces again, with the intention, after reviewing our supply situation on Milne Bay, we could very easily upgrade that to a level 3 airfield there, and that will be amazing for sight and defensive power over here. That would be brilliant. That would be just as good, really, in my eyes, as having a fleet carrier over here in tandem with Port Moresby. Yeah, we're going to try and do that. So let's run through this day. Can see planes going about, and of course approaching our battleships over here. We do only have a couple hours left of airtime, so if we can approach over here very nicely. Not entirely sure. Looks like we've missed out on some scouting over here. Some fighters coming just outside Melissa over here. Even with our duck scouting round there, let's we've run out of airtime. We're not going to be able to launch anything right now, which is rather unfortunate. We should reach here roughly midnight by my calculations. Yeah, just another very strange scout coming off there, but we have reached here roughly midnight. Excellent stuff. Let's bombard. And again, to reduce, what do we reduce? The airfield, absolutely what we want to reduce. Now, if we bombard it again, we are going to run out of munitions. Not planning on taking any surface engagements, but you never do when you're in this position. And we haven't sighted anything with our scouting. I think we're going to risk it. I think we're going to risk it. Very much so. So let's do that. We might not actually reduce the level there, but it will keep it softened up for the future. Have reduced something. Have reduced the airfield, yes, again. And a level 2 airfield at this point in time is ideal. That should completely negate any Emilys. They shouldn't have access to them now. Should have access to a handful of roofs and Mavises. Maybe some Nels, but it's a float plane base, so Nels aren't float planes. Shouldn't have access to them. So I'm thinking just roofs and Mavises at the moment. And that's pretty much where we want it. We've also reduced the visibility. So it's quickest to go through Guadalcanal, but not the safest. Gonna have to bring it all the way up here again, I think, to retreat back to the New Hebrides. It's gonna take longer, but it will avoid any surface patrols down here. If we look, we don't have any munitions on our heavy cruisers, so we are relying on the Fletcher for anything like that. But I think if we can get out of here, there's a big if we can get out of here, that will be a very nice strategic gain for us. Brilliant stuff, absolutely amazing. So we'll continue out. There we go, nighttime aircraft once again. But we should still be in their sights once we get out of here, which is the problem. Yeah, there we go. So we are going to make sure we are sending planes straight over there. So let's launch aircraft, 12 Corsairs, straight over to Warspite Group. There we go. Yeah, we can see stuff being launched. We are going to try and check out down here, actually. Let's take some lightnings. They don't need to go too far, so they can keep some sat bombs. Because we did see some fighters come around this area. Let's try around here for now. There we go. Okay, that is very interesting. Return to base, please. Very, very interesting. I don't know exactly what that is, but we're going to measure it anyway. Let's see, roughly 1,000. So we're going to need, I think, 4 1,000. Yeah, 4 1,000 pounders will do it. Let's go straight over, get the lightnings back, and then come out with those. Yeah, there we go. The fighters have left from the base there. What we can do is also send in fighters and bombers from the Shangri-La here. We can actually send in... How far is it away from Shangri-La? 400-ish kilometers. That is very nice. That is very, very nice indeed. We can do that with our Corsairs. Do we send them in with that? I think we do. I think we do. Send them in. Did the lightnings return here? They did. Okay, cool. We can bring out the lightnings when the Corsairs get closer. Which is now, I'm just going to reposition everything a tad so that we are perhaps behind the task force. And so that we're all together. I would like some sort of order to this. We're going to ignore that until fighters, of course, come in and ruin our day. Going to come in like this. Just try and position things a little better. Warspite is under air attack, unfortunately. So let's take that. Luckily, we do have the Corsairs over here. Lovely little bits of forethought there. Where are they, though? Okay, what have we got? Some Donryus likely from Guadalcanal. No worries. They've got to turn round, which is very much in our favour. So everyone to go on them. Everyone to go on them. Cool. That should be fine. I am going to break with a few things though. Tell them to lay smoke. Just in case we don't get this. Go back up to our Corsairs. Should be okay here. We've got a very nice lead, but it really depends on whether we fire. We are. That's 2 down. Can we get the 3rd? We can. Excellent. So now we just need to think about, once again, that carrier. And I think we're in a fair position here. Let's just go for it. Start with the lightnings here. We'll be a tad. We're not separated. Excellent. Visibility is 41%, which does work in our favour for the AA, and we're at a very nice distance away from them. So what we're going to do is take off everyone's fire at will. So I forgot to do that. And we're going to keep the lightnings in the rear to support the Corsairs to begin with. So they're going to reduce their speed a tad. And the Corsairs are, what do we have? A Tayo, okay, and a Congo. Myoko, Agano. Definitely going for the Tayo here with everything we have. Definitely going for the Tayo with everything we have. So we are going to reduce our altitude here and go at a fairly quick speed, nearly full speed actually. Very, very, very much reduced low altitude bomb here. Let's make sure we are targeting that. And then we can go down with this slot, do the same, full speed, come out a bit, just so we get the turn round here. No need to guide that perfectly, because why would we play things completely optimally in this channel? I'm sure you know we don't do things like that by now. I don't have a big enough brain for stuff like that. So I'm sure there will be zeros about. They absolutely know we're here. We've been hanging around for long enough. The question is, where will they be and when will they pop up? But okay, I think we're okay to tell people to attack from here. So we're going to break and do the break attack from here. We should get a fair amount of hits here. And like I say, this Tayo is the top priority here. We're going to try and land everything we can on that, so that we can try and bring in some real strike aircraft in the form of Helldivers and Avengers for perhaps the rest of the task force here. That should be okay. We're going to bring the lightnings in a little quicker. Reduce. Here we go. There's the inevitable zero. So the lightnings are going to try and deal with some of these very quickly. Let's just tell the whole groups are going over here. They're playing distraction. We're going to hit the Tayo. If we don't hit it, we'll retreat out. No point in wasting time. If we do and it doesn't go down immediately, wait for anything to burn down perhaps. Come on. Couple hits. Did lose a Corsair. Couple hits there as well. Very nice. Ooh, a couple misses. Interesting. So 1, 2, 3, 4 bombs. Number 2's hit by a direct bomb. Bounced over to the Congo. I mean, you know, in misery there is fortune. So that's heavy and heavy. That's not likely to go down unless things you know, develop there. It's not very good at all if that's the case. Try and get the lightnings, I think, to... Oh, I've lost a couple already. Interesting. Interesting. Let's get them away from the zeros then. Yeah, there's so many of them. So many of them. Just take a report. I didn't actually count how many there are. 18. Should only be able to launch 12 at a time like us. They've been out for a while. Out for a long old while. Maybe that will develop. It's just a case of keeping our Corsairs away, really. Don't want to lose them. Really don't want to lose any more. I got very unlucky there. Very, very unlucky indeed to not hit that properly and not sink it. It was rather unlucky there. But we do have to retreat to make sure we don't lose these Corsairs, unfortunately. What we can do is bring the Warspite background out of the way there. And try and go in maybe with Havocs and such, but we do need to watch out for those zeros. We'll see where they go, I think. See about that. Otherwise, I'll see you in the future when we are in a safe position and give you an update on the position of that, that carrier. But before we're allowed to move too much further, we are being intercepted by some Nels here. No worries, this is over the Warspite group. These will be from Guadalcanal again. Do have the Corsairs sent over here to protect us. That was indeed the functionality. So we're just going to go in for them. Incidentally, it looks like the zeros launched from the Tayo are giving chase to our Corsairs and Lightnings. So we might be in a decent position there to actually hit that with float planes and Havocs. We may have a look at that in just a second. This is going to be a tad interesting here. What we might do is just form back up and actually tell our Corsairs here to get on the backs of these planes here, and then engage them when they've stopped diving and turning, because otherwise we will just spend far too long circling them in their tail gunner fire. Don't want that, because that's how we lose Corsairs. So let's do that. Okay, that's looking alright there. Alright, so we can just tell people to intercept them now, I think. Let's go like that. Where's the number 1 group? Over here. Brilliant, that should work now. Should be a bit better. No need to keep circling them. No need to keep circling them. We're losing contact on some sort of planes, apparently. Interesting. Only really worried about these Nels at the moment. Do have a Scout over here, and that's a Glen, so I think we are going to carry on and try and get that. What's this that's popped up? Some roofs. Might as well take them on. Might as well take on the roofs, as they will only keep coming. That will do for now, I think. I'll just get a few more over here, just in case we get more contacts over here. We've reached that. Where is this? That's just this one again. No worries. We do have some more Nels over here, so let's get rid of them as well. What numbered Corsairs here? 7, 6, 8, and 9. No worries. Let's go for 8 over here, 9 over here. Don't need loads and loads to deal with them. Should be able to dive down ahead of the Nels here.
This is G3M Squadron Leader. We are here to do some damage.
Bombers, I heard you excelled at the destruction of Foes Z. You have experience fighting the English?
Yes, sir. And we have experience of defeating them as well.
Then we have the perfect task for you. Their flagship.
Acknowledged, sir. Consider it dispatched to the bottom of the ocean.
Okay, so with that done, I think we are going to launch from Melita and the Florida Islands here. We're going to launch some mariners with some very large 1.6 thousand pound bombs over here. Probably should wait a little longer actually for those zeros to pass. Let's see how they go. Yeah, they are converging over here. Now let's instantly go back to base and see where those zeros go. Yeah, they are moving away now. Looks like the carrier group not interested in approaching Guadalcanal. So what we're going to do, let's go for 2,000 pound bombs. Don't need the endurance there, so why not go for something heavy? Now, if there are zeros in this engagement, I will be very, very miffed. Something very mysterious will have occurred, because as we can see, they are all going for the, very worryingly, for the warspite there. Let's have a look. Okay, we just need to adjust our position here. I do want to bring both the Mariners and the Havocs in very, very close and together. Kingfisher, what's that seem? I can just also that. I don't mind losing that to a couple zeros there. It would happen anyway. More worried about this task force here. So let's... there we go. Now we have planes up. Waited probably a little too long here. And so let's go straight over, I think. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay, cool. So, not the Congo. Finish off this carrier. Thank you. We're going to come straight over like that. And the Mariners can do the same. Everything, want every gun I have to fire on that ship, thank you. Full speed. Because why would we do anything else? Don't want to mess around if there are zeros about. There we go. Okay, so we're going to tell everyone, break and attack once again, straight in. We do, of course, still have to approach this carrier. Does look like the zeros want to get on our backs first. No, there we go. Very lucky we came in very close to the carrier. And they're going for the Havocs, yeah, rather than the Mariners first. We might just get here before they get on. Yeah, they're changing their minds. They're going for the Mariners there. Not liking that line, though. Really not liking that line. Let's tell these to attack right now. Just go straight in, I think. While the zeros are busy with the Havocs. This should be a fairly easy target. You can see its speed is horribly slow. But you never know. One hit might do it there. Might do it. Let's take a report. Critical damage, but moderate flooding. And it is the flooding that's going to get it, really. Luckily, the zeros are after the Havocs. I don't mind losing them if they get a resupply and replenish on the base there. So just at the mercy of the AA now, which is rather monstrous with the Agonal there. Come on. Okay, so we're all dropping. Surely just one bomb is all we need. Well, it took some time, and once again down to sheer dumb luck, and of course the IJN being the biggest threat to themselves once again. I can't get enough of that. You know, the man of the match, IJN, you know, crashing into each other. It's gone down. That's all there is to say. Gone down. Brilliant. That's a Tayo out of the way, and you know what? Brilliant. I will take that any day. Absolutely honourable victory there. I believe there's Tayo and Unyo, isn't there? So there should be two in the series. Just double check that. If we go to CVL, find Tayo, 3 in the series. That is Chuyo as well. Brilliant. So we need that to look out for. But a very nice sinkage yet again. And you know what? I'm afraid that's where we're going to leave it today, ladies and gentlemen. So all I have time for, and we do have a lot coming our way now. We have those zeros coming straight to the Warspite and the Essex. We will have to deal with them by the looks of it. But we've bombarded the Shortland Islands. We've destroyed a Tayo. We've reversed our bad engagement or bad invasion of Guadalcanal. Realising how much of a bad idea that was, can put it as a scouting invasion then. So I shall see you in the next video. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Very much enjoyed presenting to you once again. But I've been the Edified Gamer, and I hope your nights and days are auspicious. Goodbye.